Hello, this is Ishan Shahane and Gangi Rao for you. The auction has finally ended, and we're going to take a look back on the selections of the players for these respective teams. Let's get started off with Mumbai Indians, Jagagi. One big purchase of Shabnam Ismail and a lot of domestic players. So, what do you think is the thought process going on in the Mumbai Indians camp?
With Mumbai Indians, they don't really have to do a lot because it's already a very settled team, a very balanced team. So with the strategy that they were going for tonight was getting as much backups as possible, and we could clearly see that because. And then going for that big purchase for Shabnam Ismail for 1.2 crores. But then apart from that, it's all been domestic players at the base price. So they really have a winning combination, and I don't think they want to change that up too much or have too many players coming.
True, and I think we discussed also that the Mumbai Indians team looked very sorted out from before as well. So they didn't have to make too many changes. So I completely agree with you over here. The Gujarat Giants, they've gone out and obviously had a lot of purchases because they had a bank full of, cash which they could spend. So, and they've gone out and made quite a lot of expensive purchases. So they've really filled up their tank. Your thoughts on this?
I mean, absolutely. When we look at the two big purchases that they've made is, of course, Phoebe Litchfield, the very first purchase, and a lot of franchises did go after her. Phoebe went for 1.2 crores, I think, to Gujarat Giants, somewhere around that amount. And then, of course, we had Kashvi Gautam, a very young right-arm medium pacer, who went for 2 crores, which is an incredible amount to bet on a very young player who's only played for India A, doesn't have any international experience, but good on Gujarat Giants for kind of putting that spotlight on young players. And there was this conversation with Anju Jain as well, one of the members of the auction team for Gujarat Giants, and she said that they've been tracking Kashvi Gautam for a very long time now, and they were very impressed with the way that she performed in the Warriors trials. So I mean, that's incredible. And then the other one good spotlight player, if we could see, was Mannat Kashyap.
Absolutely,
who's had a lot of conversation behind her. So these three picks really stand out for me.
But so would you say that the Gujarat Giants team is looking much more settled now? Do you think they'll have a more successful season with this, like with the new purchases coming in?
Absolutely. I think Gujarat Giants really looks at the bigger picture of kind of promoting domestic talent. And you see that with Mithali Raj, with Nushin Al Khabir, and now Anju Jain joining us. Anju Jain was my coach, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice. In Vidarbha. She was our coach for 2 years. So we see the kind of mindset I know the kind of mindset she kind of goes with, and she really backs someone if she sees talent in them. And we've seen that with Kashvi Gautam now. I mean, 2 crores. No one would bet that amount on a youngster, but now they have.
You couldn't be more right here. UP Warriors, let's talk about UP Warriors, Gagi. Brinda Dinesh was, that big pick, and there was a whole buzz that was happening when she was picked. Your thoughts on that pick and the impact she can have on the team?
Look, Brinda Dinesh has been performing very consistently throughout her domestic career, and now from the past 2 years actually. And now when we look at her performance in India A as well, she came up with a very good innings, and then emerging Asia Cup and all of that. She's been incredible. So it's not really a surprise that Brinda Dinesh did go for that amount of money. So no, it's not a surprise. And then the other important pick that I look at for UP Warriors is Danny Wyatt, and they really got a steal with her. Even Anju Jain, once again, when she came out to talk about Danny Wyatt, she said that no one was expecting her for UP Warriors to scalp her at that less of an amount. But it's a win-win situation for UP.
Exactly, and I think Danny White will bring a wealth of experience like we spoke about earlier as well. So I think that opening lineup for the UP Warriors might be pretty much sorted with Danny coming into the side. I mean, that's true, right? I mean, that's fair to say,
I mean, yes, Danny Wyatt, UP Warriors does already have a very strong top order, but then Daniel Wyatt, of course, has a very profound experience in India, playing in India. She brings a lot of international experience from a lot of years. She's been playing cricket for a long time. So it's, again, a win-win situation for UP Warriors. Because 30 lakhs is a steal.
It's a steal, absolutely. RCB had gotten a lot of picks as well. We've got Joria Wham, Kate Cross, Ekta Wish, S. Meghna. So a lot of picks by the RCB team. Obviously, they're looking to rebuild the team as well. Your thoughts on this? RCB rebuilding the whole unit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was more about striking that balance, because last season they had a lot of stars, but they weren't really having that balance with. They had a lot of stars, a lot of all-rounders, but they just weren't, the team wasn't
Yes,
clicking.
yes.
But now they have a plethora of players. They've
Yeah.
gone with Georgia Warham. She's an absolute beast.
Dynamite.
We have Kate Cross. We have Ekta Bisht, who's an incredible spinner.
Yeah.
We have S. Meghna, who's been incredible as well, and Sophie Malinwa. So
Yeah.
they have gone in for a lot of players, and they had the point.
Yes,
So
yes.
why not, try a few combinations this time around? Because last time it was a very disappointing season for them. But this time around, kind of try the experiment with the combinations. How you really settle that spot.
Do you believe they could have a more successful season this time around with the new players that have come into the unit?
Yeah, they already have
Okay.
good players. I don't think
Yeah.
it's about the players at all. I think it's about the combination.
Yes,
Because with
yes.
franchise league, again, you don't play with the same team all year round like
Yeah.
you do with your national team or your domestic team.
Absolutely.
So it's very important to have that balance.
True,
That's
true.
what it's all about.
And to sum it up, Delhi Capitals have roped in Sutherland into the squad. So a comment on Sutherland? Anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I mean, Sutherland's went for a huge amount,
Yeah.
right? 2 crores. And Delhi Capitals already being such a set of squad, you knew that from the get-go in the last season.
Yes, yes.
Right, when they went into that auction with 18, they already had 18 players.
Yeah.
And this time they released only 3 players.
Only 3
which
players,
is,
yeah.
Which is a statement, alright. A lot of franchises have been releasing a lot of
Yes.
players, around 4 to 5, every single time they go into an auction. But DC knows what they want. Jonathan knows what he wants, the head coach. But it's incredible how they have been very solidified
Exactly.
and are sticking to their core.
Exactly. And I think this Premier League is going to be one which will be, filled with a lot of competition because all the teams are feeling balanced, right? Gagi, to sum this conversation, all teams are looking balanced, and I think it's going to be a very tight competition.
Look, everyone who was in that auction pool who got picked are already, cream of the crop
Yes.
when it comes to Indian cricket and international cricket as well. But again, franchise cricket is all about striking that balance. If they do not get that balance right, all that talent, all that ambition and all that hard work just goes to waste.
True,
So
true.
we will only find out because every team right now looks very strong on paper, but then
Yes.
a lot of
We can only
teams
find out
look-
later.
Look
Yeah.
strong on paper, but when it's time to perform, not everyone
Yes.
can execute it the way that they want to. But it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see because this time around, it's the domestic players
Exactly.
who really stole the spotlight.
Exactly. So a lot to watch out for. The auction has officially ended. This is Gagi and me signing out from Web Sports. Thank you so much for tuning in.